Hello, welcome to another lesson. In the last lesson, we learned why batch scripting is essential for security. In this lesson, we are getting hands-on, so we are going to be writing our first batch scripts, learning about variables, user input, and command line arguments. Let's jump right in. The first thing you're going to do is to move into the directory where you want to write your script. And now I'm inside my directory. You can see that right here I'm inside batch scripts. So once you are there, you can either use Nano to create your file and edit whatever you want to edit inside or write your command inside, or you use a custom editor such as VS Code, Bracket, and others. I would like to use VS Code because in our previous videos, we had used Nano. So what I want to do now is to use VS Code. So I can just use code, then I add dots so that I can open my VS Code. And now my VS Code is up. So I can open the terminal inside the VS Code. To open the terminal, I'm going to press Ctrl plus tilde, the Ctrl and then the tilde sign. And then the terminal emulator would open. Now that I've opened the terminal emulator, the next thing I want to do is to create a file where I want to write my script. So I want to write my script inside a file. So I need to create that file first. So I can type touch and then I can name it hello.sh. And the moment I did that, you can see that I have the file here now. So I can write my script inside it from here. The first thing I'll write in my script is the shebang. I had explained what this does in my previous video. So if you had not seen the video where I explained the introduction to bash scripting, you can check that out. So to type in the shebang, I will write hash, then exclamation mark /bin /bash. That's my shebang. Then after that, I can type echo. Then I can say hello from my first batch script. Then I will close the quotation mark. Also, I can type echo, then hello, I am Victor. And again, I can type echo, then I can say today is, then I can get the today's date by using the $sign, then in bracket, I'll type date, then I'll close this. And I can also echo who I am, which is my username. I can say I am, or I can just say my username is, then I type who am I, and I close this. Now, after I've done this, I can save it and then I can try to run it. But before I run it, I will have to first change the mode. Then after changing the mode, I will now run it. So let me teach you how you can do that. So to run this, you can either run it from inside your terminal emulator here in VS Code, or you bring it here into the default terminal in Kali and then run it. Whichever one you do, it works. I can come back here. Then the first thing I need to do is to change the mode so that it will be executable. Then I'll type X, then I'll type hello.sh, which is the name of the file. Then I will hit enter. And after I've done that, I will now use full stop, that is a period, /hello.sh. Then I'll run it. And the moment I run that, you can see hello from my first batch script. Hello, I am Victor. Today is Saturday. This is the day I recorded this video. And you can see my username is Kali. If you come back to the code, I had mentioned earlier that this is shebang. And what shebang does is that it tells the system to use the bash. And if you come to the next line, you can see echo. This is the first echo here. And I'm writing hello from my first batch script. So this is just like a string. So anything you put inside the double quotes or inside the quotation mark would be displayed when you run it. And the second one, echo, I am Victor. And here you can see that we are doing something dynamic, which is we are getting today's date dynamically. So we are not the one typing in the date ourselves. We just needed to call the date and then the date is being displayed when we run the code. Also, the username, we were not the one who specified the username, so we just called it. And that is the beauty of batch scripting. Now that we've written our first batch script, let's now try to use variables. Let me try and increase the size. Yeah, I think it's better now. What are variables? Variables store data that we can use later. We get to understand it better as we write the script. Now to write the script, I can create another file and name it variable.sh. And after that, you can see that the file has been created here. So I can come inside the file, then type in my shebang, Then after that, I want to define my first variable, which will be like my name. Then I can call that Victor. Then the second variable, I can call that city. Then I can say my city is Toronto, or you can name it anything. Then after that, I can try to echo my name. My name is. Then I will call the name that I have created earlier. And also I can call my city as well. So I can just say I live in, then I call the city. So basically what is happening here is that this is the shebang that tells the system that we are writing a batch script. And this name is just like a bucket or a container that we are putting Victor inside. Like we are putting Victor inside the name. And then city is another container. We are putting Toronto inside the city. So anytime I want to fetch Toronto, what I just need to do is just to come to the city container, then I'll pull it out of it. And basically that is what we are doing here for name and then for city. So for this, you can try to make the file executable by changing the mode. Then you add +x and then the name of the file, which is variable.sh. And after that, you can try to run the file, which is /variable.sh. Then you run. Oh, we didn't save the file. That's why. So we can try to save and then run it again. And now you can see that the code has run. You can see my name is Victor. I live in Toronto. And if you come here, you can see that I didn't specify my name there and I didn't specify my city. I only defined them here. And the moment I define them here and I'm calling them here, you can see that I was able to display them here as my output. Also, I want to add that variable names are uppercase by convention. And when you are assigning values to a variable, you use equal sign. There are no spaces around it, and you should access it with a $sign before the name. And that is what we did here and here. The next thing we want to do is to try to get user input. And this is going to be something way more interactive. So to do that, we can try to create another file and name it interactive.sh. And you can see that the file has been created here. So we can go into the file and then type in our shebang. And after that, we can try to echo our name. So, but this time around, we are asking, what is your name? We want to get the input from the user now. And this time around, we are saying read name. And after that, I want to echo what is your favorite food. Then after that, I can say read food. Then I can now say echo hello, then the name, and you can say you like to eat, then you put the food there. And after that, we can run the code to see what the output looks like. So before we run the code, we first make the file executable by changing the mode. And then after that, we can run the code. I mean, we didn't save the code, so let me save it and run it again. And now you can see that it is asking for my name. So I will type Victor. And again, it is asking for my favorite food. Then I can type, what's my favorite food? Let me type pounded yam. And now you can see that I'm getting, hello, Victor, you like to eat pounded yam. So what is pretty much happening in the code here is that we are asking the user here, we are echoing. That means we are just printing or displaying an output and we are saying, what is your name? And read is what we use to collect user input. So we are collecting user input and then we are saving that input inside name. Also, we are displaying another thing to the user here. We can add the question mark here. So we are displaying another thing to the user here, asking for their favorite food. And here we are trying to collect the favorite food. So what I'm automatically doing there is that I'm accepting an input from the user, then automatically creating a variable, and then I'm saving that input that I'm collecting from the user inside the variable. And here I'm displaying an output to the user where I'm calling the name and then the food I had collected from the user. And that is why we are seeing this, which is, hello, Victor, you like to eat pounded yam. The next thing we'll consider is command line arguments. And this means that you can pass data to scripts when you run them. So let's create a script on that so that you can understand better. So for that, I can say touch, then I can write arguments.sh. And now that I have the file here, I can open it, then type in my shebang. Then the first thing I can write here is echo. I can say script name. I can add 0 here. Then I can say echo first argument, then put 1 here. I can say echo again, second argument, and after that I can type echo number of arguments, then I use $sign and then I use hash. Now what is happening here is that $0 is the script itself, $1 is the first argument we are passing, and $2 here is the second argument, and lastly $hash is the count of how many arguments that we are passing. So what we can do next is to save this, try to make this executable, and now we can run it. But when we run it, let me try to expand this. The moment we run it, you can see that we are having no argument here, no argument here as well, and we're having 0 here. I need to add a colon here, save it, okay? So you can see that we are having no arguments and the number of arguments is 0. So what we can pretty much do is to pass an argument when we are running the command, right? So what we just need to do is to pass an argument here. We can call the first file of the first script, say script1 dot sh, then the second argument say script2 dot sh. Since we are having like 2 arguments, so we can just run that, and the moment we run that, you can see that the script name is this, and you can see that we are having the first argument to be script1.sh, the second one to be script2.sh. And what this does is that it makes our script to be super flexible, which means that we can pass different data each time we run the script. Let's now do something useful for security work. Let's get more practical. So we can try to clear the screen here and maybe create a file and name that quickinfo.sh. You can see that that has been created. So I can add my shebang. Now I can proceed to write my script. So the first thing I want to write is echo. I can just add some equals to make it more beautiful. I can say quick system info, then add this to it as well so that everything looks good. After that, I want to echo the host name. Then the host name, I'll call that dynamically. Host name is a default keyword inside Linux, and that is why we can call it directly without defining it. The next one is echo. We want to output our user or display our user, and we're going to do that dynamically. So let's use who am I for this. And after that, I need to close this. After that, we can type our echo again to display our IP address. And you're going to close that and type IP, then for address show grep inet, then use awk, then we can use print. After that, I want to display my disk usage, and for that I would run dfh. Then lastly, I would echo this, and I mean another set of equals to, so that everything would rhyme and look good. So the next thing I want to do is to save this file, then come here and make the file executable. So I can just remove this and then add quickinfo.sh. Then after that, I can try to run the command. But before I run the command, let me try and explain something. Oh, I made a mistake here. So this should be show. Yeah, then you can save again. Before I run the command, let me quickly explain what this script does. Now, this script is gathering essential system information. The host command shows the system name, the whoami shows the current user, the IP command shows network configuration, and we are filtering it with grep and awk so that we can get just the IP address. Also, the df command we are running here shows the disk usage, and the tail we are adding to it gets just the last line with the actual numbers. So now that we already know what the script does, we can come here and then run our script. So we just need to type // then quickinfo.sh and run it. And the moment we run it, you can see that we have our information. Our host name is Kali, our user is Kali. This is our IP address. You can see 127.0.0.1/8. Then this is the IP address for /24, and we are seeing another one here for /16. And for disk usage, this is the disk usage. And you can see that the equals to I added makes it looks more okay. So it's looking like a kind of table so that it can look well formatted. So I can add more here to probably elongate it, then save it, and then probably come here again to rerun. And you can see that it's a bit longer now and it looks very, very cool. So that's all for this lesson. But before we go, I have a challenge question for you. And that is, what is the difference between single quotes and double quotes when using variables in Bash? What is the difference between single quotes and double quotes when using variables in Bash? I would like to get the answer to this in the comments. That's all for this lesson. If you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do that now. Also, do not forget to like, share, and comment. Thank you so much and see you in the next lesson.